Activate your Ox card by dialing star 776 star 69 hash. Top up your mobile money. You can get points. You can have a great shopping experience. An Ox card is what you need. Use it from now till 30th September. Or visit any branch of Fidelity from now to 30th September and get your free Ox card. Call 3355 for more information. Fidelity Bank, believe with us. And of course, Total is also proud to be associated with this segment. Get the Quartz 9000 Future 0W20 condition for your engine to reduce your fuel consumption and increase its level of protection and cleanliness. Join the Total Quartz Nation movement now.
Batana, Yamiashra no da Wamanu near my penny nala, now I'm on order. Eyasa se Batana, Empe Oku, Egia Hokueni, Nemi Kavias Yasubia. Intia Seminole say, yes,
all right, so it's 6:34. Starting with the headlines, and maybe let's go online first, just for a change. So CNR has a number of interesting stories. Will Salmon Dambocho if Akufo-Addo continues to delay appointment of MMDCs? This is Neil Antevanderpoy, a former minister for local government. Nathan, good morning, by the way. Okay, also coming up, feasibility studies ongoing to dualize major roads. This is the Highway Authority. And then a few other stories. CJ's accuser in $5 million bribery scandal files suit against General Legal Counsel over misconduct charges. And then NDC to Akufo-Addo activate processes to implement CRC report now. And meanwhile, Mahama says don't let MPP walk away in 2024 with their stolen money. So that's a story on CNR as well. If you go to myjournline.com, we don't have the right leaders heading institutions. Joe Winful on 2020 Auditor General's report. Meanwhile, I was forced to tamperprint documents, Kake's brother alleges. Meanwhile, Ghana records 8 more deaths in COVID-19, and I did not peddle falsehood against CJ Kwesi Efrifa tells High Court. Now, if you go to Star FM, man 22 stabbed to death over Bluetooth speaker. My brother, in the eastern region, stabbed to death over Bluetooth speaker. Also, 2 killed in the central region as driver rams into partying crowd. It's almost as if this week, every day, there's something. And then 19 million GSA training school guest house deteriorating, not being used, according to an audit report. And Ghana protects legitimate investments. This is the president speaking in Germany. If you go to GNA, the lead story, NDC proposes EC split into 2 separate distinct bodies. Also, President rules more German business into Ghana. And project to promote sustainable cleaning and greening of Ashanti launched. Let's get into the newspapers now.
Well, the Daily Graphic says we are building prosperous, dynamic nation. President assures in Germany. Complement efforts to revive economy. Upon Nkrumah charges media and deficit in science equipment. NAT supports colleges of education. And on the back page of the Daily Graphic, it says farmers fear poor harvest prospects as Bagre Dam spillage looms.
Let's go to the Ghanaian Times.
The Ghanaian Times has some interesting stories. Ghana ready to trade on global markets in made in Ghana products. This is the president speaking in Germany. Danger looms at Nabdam, Boko areas as Bagre Dam spillage commences Friday. Farmers residents warned to move to higher grounds. Man murders wife, reports to police. And $5 million bribery allegation. I didn't peddle falsehood against CJ. Lawyer Efrifa.
The Daily Guide says NDC boy leaks $5 million CJ bribe report. We protect legitimate investment, Nana tells Germans, and Ghana, Germany enhance bond.
The Finder, COVID-19, time to rally round the flag for quick recovery. Upon Nkrumah. Current management inherited 23.9 million Ghana cedis, expired chemicals and fertilizers. This is Cocoa Board reacting to the AG's report. Ghana protects legitimate investment. President Akufo-Addo to German investors. ADB to finance Anglican Church rubber project, and murders 306 cases recorded in first half of 2021.
The Daily Statesman says, we protect legitimate investments. Akufo-Addo assures global investors. Agenda 111, GMA calls for support from Ghanaians. And government rallies media support for post-COVID recovery.
If you check the Chronicle, there's a story of a lady whose body has been burnt by acid, and the caption says, heartless driver in the cooler for causing injuries to ex-lover with acid. Ghana is determined to participate fully in the global markets, President Akufo-Addo. Media must help to rescue economy from ravages of COVID-19. Kojo Opon Nkrumah.
The Republic Press says, Master No Day. Mahama jabs Akufo-Addo in his absence as thank you tour turns campaign. I didn't lie against CJ, lawyer Efrifa insists. President promotes Ghana-German relations. Okada riders are saying, allow us to operate, we don't need cars. Pius Hajide is National Youth Authority boss, and the devil led me to kill my wife. Suspect confesses to police.
Global investors are being told that Ghana protects legitimate investments and the economy is rebounding, so they should come to the center of the world to invest. This is front page of the New Crusading Guide. Time now to rally round the flag toward COVID-19 quick recovery. Kojo Opon Nkrumah. Inshaeso MP unveils Class C Development Office and committees. Youth below 18 can't buy alcohol and cigarettes in the constituency. And Gadambe youth evoke cases on Magdan saboteurs.
The Herald says Akufo-Addo's relatives use state power to snatch property from private citizen. IGP Lands Commission others sued. Railway construction project turns a curse for Apeguso and Impakadan. Residents left angry over massive destruction. And NPP can only render accounts to Ghanaians from opposition. That's according to John Mahama.
The front page of the Informer newspaper, recommendations of Auditor General's report empower PAC, that's the Public Accounts Committee, to crush offenders. As Ghana's COVID-19 death toll rises, GHS mitigates impact, begins administering J&J vaccines in all regions. Toward building a progressive and prosperous country, Ghana ready to emulate the German example. And Mahama punches government, says NPP has stolen billions of state money and must be voted out.
The BNFT has a number of stories on its front page. It says, or these stories say, government ponders special power tariffs for some industries, speed up operationalization of AFTA and ECOWAS payment platforms, major boost for domestic cards as 17 banks now issue GH-Link cards, and CSIR wants to trigger amendment to its laws to serve public better.
Okay, let's get into the details now. I think the Bagridam spillage is a big story.
Okay.
The Times has it, and a few others have it.
Then if you go to the back page of the Daily Graphic, that's where it's captured. And the story says there are poor harvest prospects in communities downstream the White and Black Volta following Burkina Faso's imminent opening of the spill gates of the Bagri and Kompienga dams on Friday. Farmers in the communities are yet to harvest their produce, and the possibility of another destruction of farms looms. Sonabel, the agency that manages the Bagri and Kompienga dams in Burkina Faso, has announced that the annual spillage of the dams will take place from Friday, August 27 to Monday, August 30 this year. In a notice to NADMO and its partners, Sonabel stated that they decided to begin opening the valves of the dams in the coming days due to the rapid rate of rise in water levels.
All right, still
some
on
of
that.
the districts being mentioned: Binduri, Garu, Boko West, Talensi, Nabdam, and Boko municipality in the Upper East region. We are being told that in 2019, some 23 communities in 2 districts were affected, and 3,556 households and 21,000 people were affected in the Upper East when the spillage occurred.
Let me take you to the issue of MMDC. So Minority in Parliament says they will summon the Minister for Local Government and Regional Integration, Reorganization, Dambotri, over the delay in nominating or appointing MMDCs, which is Metropolitan Municipal and District Chief Executives, for a second term. The caucus insists this is unduly hampering development at the local governance level. According to them, this is the first time such a delay in the appointment of MDCs has occurred in the country's history. According to the MP for the Dio and a ranking member of the local government committee, Nilante van der Poy, he told Citi News that he will hold his colleague minister before the House when Parliament resumes after recess in October, and the president hasn't released the list yet. And the government has been criticized for lack of progress in appointing MDCs 8 months into its new administration.
On the front page of the Daily Graphic, it captures the president in Germany. Now, the president has stated that Ghana was systematically rising to become an influential player in the affairs of the global community. And he made this declaration in a speech delivered in Düsseldorf last Monday as part of the 75th anniversary of the North Rhine-Westphalia, Germany's #1 industrial region and most populous state. Now, the president is there for a 7-day state visit at the invitation of German Chancellor Angela Merkel. And there's a picture of the president and Madame Merkel doing a fist pump.
Yeah, that story is in most places.
Yes,
Let's come back to
the
Kojo.
president. Let's go to the CJ story. Page 3 of the Ghanaian Times. I didn't peddle falsehood against the CJ, lawyer Efrifa. And the story is by Malik Suleimana. He writes that Kumasi-based senior lawyer Kwesi Efrifa has asked the Accra High Court to set aside charges of misconduct leveled against him by the General Legal Counsel. Mr. Efrifa was said to have asked his client for $5 million for onward payment to the Chief Justice in return for a judicial favor. The CJ had since denied every material allegation made by the lawyer and subsequently referred the matter to the GLC. Following that, the GLC made 9 charges, including misconduct against Efrifa. But Mr. Efrifa had stated in his writ filed on August 10, 2021, that he did nothing wrong. Neither did he peddle false allegations against Justice Enin Yeboah.
All right. And there are many angles to this story.
Yes, the Daily Guide's angle says NDC boy leaks $5 million CG bribe report. And the story says it's turning out that a confidential report on the petition seeking the removal of the Chief Justice, Kwesi Enin-Yeboah, from office, filed by a pro-NDC group calling itself ASEPA, appears to have been leaked by the petitioner. The Jubilee House has said immediately the president's aide handed over the report to Mensa Thompson, the leader of ASEPA. The whole thing leaked on social and some mainstream media platforms.
Now let's talk about roads. The Ghana Highway Authority is saying that work is ongoing for the dualization of some major roads in the country. His comments come in the wake of recent fatal crashes, particularly on the Accra-Kumasi and the Accra-Cape Coast roads. Now, these accidents and others in the past have mostly occurred as a result of wrongful overtaking and head-on collisions, a situation many believe could have reduced or could have been averted if these major highways were dualized. Now, speaking on Eyewitness News, Cecil Wentum, who is the PR of the highways, said there are feasibility studies going on in this regard, specifically on the Accra-Takoradi road. He says 2021 is another year of roads, and then he says that there are some geotechnical investigations underway and some survey works that are currently being undertaken. You may not see an excavator, you may not see a caterpillar, but this is not to suggest that nothing has started. So something has started. In addition to these assurances, he said the enforcement of the Road Traffic Act will also be important to reduce road crashes. But he basically says that there are some geotechnical things happening. Geotechnical. So under the ground. No, sister, you're a big man. So we are waiting for the dualization to start. Let's get into other stories, Kojo.
Yes, I'll take you to the police. 306 cases of murders recorded in first half of 2021. But only 1 case closed so far, with 1 person.
300 and what?
6 cases in the first half of 2021.
Oh,
Only
no.
1 case closed so far. This is in the finder, and Selom Bobidi. I hope I got the name right. He's done an excellent job of breaking everything down. He writes that data from the Statistics Research and Monitoring Unit of the Criminal Investigation Department of the Ghana Police Service indicates that some 306 murder cases have been reported to the police from January 1 to June 30 this year. 261 males and 52 males have been involved in these. Now, the report...
361 males and 62 males.
52 females, sorry. 52 females. Now, the report indicated that in the period, though some 313 cases were reported to the police, they established that only 306 were actually murders after investigation. This means that 7 of the reported cases turned out not to be murders after all. Now, who are the victims? Much as these are disturbing numbers, one must not lose sight of the fact that these numbers represent those cases which have been reported to the police. We don't know how many victims have gone under the radar. Also, one must not get caught in the blinding light of the numbers and forget that these are real people who had names, lives, and ambitions, and they've broken everything down, region by region. You need to read this. And only
Well,
one thing
while
to
you're at
improve.
it, there's a story from the Eastern region that a 22-year-old man has been stabbed over a Bluetooth speaker. This story is on Star FM Online, and it says that a 22-year-old man has been stabbed to death by a 20-year-old at Nkoko Zongo in the Eastern region during a misunderstanding over a portable Bluetooth loudspeaker. The body of the deceased, Lawal Omar, has been deposited at the Holy Family Hospital morgue. And there are a few other stories like that
Yes,
in the
there's a
newspaper.
driver who has been arrested for pouring acid on his ex-lover. There's a photo of the ex-lover on the front.
And this is the Chronicles front page.
Yes, and it's in the center spread. It says ongoing domestic abuse of women in Ghana is not ending as the Bekwai Circuit Court remands a driver for allegedly pouring acid on his ex-lover after the duo had agreed to part ways. The suspect, Kwabena Asante, 37, fled the village to Takwa in the western region after allegedly committing the crime.
All right, let's get into other stories.
If you go to the Republic Press, they have a story on Okada riders. They say they want to operate, they don't need cars. Now, commercial motor riders in Accra are calling on authorities to allow them to operate the Okada business, as some police officers make it difficult for them to operate safely in Accra. And they say that the police is harassing them. And according to others, a section of the public see them as criminals just because they have chosen Okada as a business. Now, they say the government should make the business legal because we are also Ghanaians and we provide services to the people in the country. So the government should make it legal. They should give us a uniform and punish those who break traffic rules.
All right, Kojo, let's come back
the
to you.
Public Accounts Committee is on the front page of the Informer. Empower the Public Accounts Committee to crush offenders. This is a very interesting story. You know, this week, in fact, not this week, this month, we've done a lot of stories on the PAC. And the story says that it is trite knowledge that billions of Ghana cedis have been lost to corruption and public officials who parade themselves as servants of the state. Over the years, auditors general have been unearthing corruption and other practices by public and state officials, financial irregularities. It goes on and on and on and on and on and on. And the story says, as a result, the chairman of the Public Accounts Committee of Parliament, Honorable James Klucha-Aveji, has suggested more powers be given to the committee so that they can have the wherewithal to deal with offenders captured in the reports of the various auditors.
Yeah, because as we speak, we are in 2021 and the Parliament Committee is looking at the 2017-2018 reports. So the report that we are reading will be probably looked at in 2023. So essentially it becomes an exercise in futility.
The Herald has a story that says Akufo-Addo relatives use state power to snatch property from private citizen. The Ghana Police Lands Commission have landed themselves in massive trouble for unlawfully allocating and aiding the demolition of a 4-bedroom property at Osu near the Akai Clinic in Accra, belonging to the Welbeck family since 1969 through a lease acquired by AC Manan. The management of the Lands Commission had allocated the plot, approximately 0.29 acres, on which the property sits, to Kelvin Oforiatta and Iraja Oforiatta, identified as relatives of the president and a younger brother of the finance minister, Ken Oforiatta, although the lease on the property had not expired. What is bizarre was that the Oforiattas had procured the services of policemen from the Greater Accra Regional Headquarters who stormed the property in the company of heavily armed land guards to remove the roof on the building and followed that up days later to raise down the property, leaving its occupants, including a caretaker, homeless.
Let's get more details of other stories. Could
Two
you find
stories
that?
from the Greek space. Current management inherited 23.9 million Ghana cedis expired chemicals and fertilizers. This is Cocoa Board responding to the Auditor General's report.
Okay.
ADB is also to finance Anglican Church rubber projects.
Okay.
And we are told that the project, to be located on 1,000 acres of land at Asin Suta in the central region, is expected to create jobs and add about 1,500 metric tons of raw wet cap lumps annually.
Meanwhile, 8 more people have succumbed to COVID-19 in the country's fight against the virus. Ghana Health Service, at its latest update, as of August 20 says the death toll is at 982. That's against 974 as of August 19. So in a day we had lost 8 more people. And according to the GHS, some 6,850 active cases were recorded in all 16 regions. 34 of these are severe, while 20 who fell prey to the virus are in critical condition.
UTAG is back in class. TEU has given the government a 2-week ultimatum to address their concerns. Or that story is in the fine.
Which paper is that? Give me the details. I thought maybe.
Okay, the Teachers and Educational Workers Union has given a 2-week ultimatum to the government to address the union's concerns of service union's conditions of service to aid teaching and learning. The union is calling on the government to respond promptly to the concerns of TEU in the public universities to avoid any further disruption of academic work on the campuses.
Well, just a quick note on health. The Ghana Medical Association is advocating the adoption of a strict maintenance culture regime under the Agenda 111 to make it more viable. That's what.
All right, let's look at some editorials this morning in terms of
The Finder, our opinion, scrap 50% benchmark values on commodities produced locally.
The Ghanaian Times says fix flooding from Bagre Dam spillage, and this one almost every year it happens, and it's like we are just repeating the same thing. Yes. Anyway, let's get into others.
The Chronicle, let's regulate the use of aboboya in our cities.
Okay.
And the Daily Statesman says a clarion call for investment. The Herald's editorial says Mahama's call for Ghanaians not to allow MPP walk away with stolen cash apt.
Okay.
The Daily Guide, their editorial says foreign bounty hunters in El Dorado. Of course, they're making a reference to illegal
foreign bounty hunters in El Dorado.
Yes, foreign bounty hunters.
That's an interesting headline. And this is about Galamsey.
Yes,
amazing.
Illegal.
Okay, let's deal with the graphic finally.
The Daily Graphic says recurring budgets overrun by MMDAs must cease.
BNFT usually has 2 editorials. I'm surprised nobody has an editorial on the delay in appointment of MMDCs because I think that's a serious situation.
Well, today the BNFT has 1 editorial.
What are they talking about?
Interesting. Amend CSIR Act to make body more relevant.
Very, very, very good editorial.
CSIR. Thank you, Nathan. Thank you, Kojo. That's the newspaper review. Coming up next is the Citi Business News.
This is the Citi